working for me. What is going on?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Zaya back here having a meltdown and
Oh, are you okay? Do you need some time?
no, I'm good.
Okay, because she can be in my interview too. You want to be in my interview, Zai?
Ought to be. The schedule changed and people work, and then I was like, well, I'll just pick her up. It'll be fine. And next thing I know, she was like, it's not fine.
Not fine at all, Mom. Not fine at all.
No.
Well, look, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Do you feel blacker than black today?
Girl. Whew, it's been a day. I do.
Tell me about your day, because for the people that don't know, your whole brand hosted a whole march today, which is absolutely amazing. So look, tell us about that.
Yeah, so I actually partnered. So we co-organized, I guess you would say, with a friend of mine, Cherry. She is also BU, and so we organized together. We had an idea and we was like, let's just do it. So we was trying to do a whole celebration, but Mother Nature was being a hater. So we postponed the celebration part. The actual celebration, like the turn up, is going to be on Saturday the 27th.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share more details about that on my page. But
I don't want my headphones.
okay, baby. And yeah, so the march today was great. We had a good turnout. We turned up for the ancestors. It was a lot of fun.
Let me know your name, your business, and your social media handles.
Okay, my name is Nicole Washington. I'm not gonna talk about it a whole lot, but my first baby business is Spike Private Bartending. So I did a lot of private events with Spike Private Bartending, and then now what I'm more focused on is the ethnic brand, which is my platform I created to create spaces to support, encourage, uplift Black people.
Now, how long have you been in that field?
Okay, so I have. That's a complicated question. I mean, I've been in this field for as long as I can remember. So if you want to, 28 years. But I started the ethnic brand. It launched February 1st of this year. So yeah, I've been doing little stuff like organizing little stuff, but that was when I actually launched the platform.
Now, what brought you to this field? Like, how did you know, okay, this is what I want to do, or I create a platform like this, or kind of like your aha moment?
Aha moment for me was when I had Zaya, which is probably why she's a part of this whole interview right now.
Yeah, look, you need to be a part of this interview. This is history.
Exactly. But she will be 3 in July, and I've always felt like this kind of like passion to work with my people, but I didn't always have the confidence. And I think as I've gotten older and I've learned, and then I had her, and everything just kind of shifted for me, because it was like I more looked at the world of like, how do I want to live, and how do I want people to be those other people that are going to take up her space, you know what I mean? So I just felt like if I wasn't doing everything I could to make the world better for her, then I wasn't doing enough. So I think that was like the moment for me.
Absolutely. Now, you spoke about confidence. How did you just like take the leap? It's like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and do it. Did like you build it? Like, tell me about that, because a lot of people, they're just so afraid to start.
One, have a good tribe around you. I think I always get in these spaces where I'm like, I don't know, it's not gonna. Even this morning, I was like, y'all, I'm so nervous. Mind you, we've already done it. We already right here in it, and I'm like, y'all, I am so nervous. And there, I had people around me to encourage me and say, like, you got this. Like, it's fine. You're gonna do fine. And that's a huge part of why I keep going, because I have people around me to encourage me. Another part of it that I really want to kind of take the stigma out of is going to therapy. Like,
yes,
people are so afraid to talk about it. And I'll even say myself, like at first, like it just felt like a private thing. And what you talk about is a private thing, but therapy doesn't have to be a private, like taboo thing to talk about. Like it's okay to go to therapy. And I think that was a huge part of the shift for me too. Because I was going to therapy long before I started the ethnic brand. So it's a process to build that up. Like if you live your whole life a certain way, if I lived my whole life being timid, and with low self-esteem, it's not going to change overnight. It takes some time to work towards it. So, I think people just need to take the stigma out of going to therapy and then give it the time to work. People, I honestly believe everybody has a trauma, whatever that is for you. Everybody has experienced trauma in some sort of way, form, or fashion. And especially us as Black people, we indirectly experience trauma all the time, from racism, from systematic oppression. Like we have all of this stuff coming at us all of the time, where we are way more likely to experience traumatic things, and we may not even know that the way we react to stuff is the result of experiencing trauma.
Who helped you put your cape back on?
God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times when I get in that funk, I immediately like I need to kind of take a step back. I need to pray. I need to just ask God to like give me the energy to move forward. So I attribute a lot of that to God, and bringing it back. That one right there doesn't give me a lot of room to you know, do my own pity party.
Yeah.
So there's times when I'm like just not feeling it at all, and Zaya will come in and say something, and I just bust out laughing.
Now, what inspires you?
What inspires me? My people inspire me. Knowing that there are people out there that need help.
No, it's a tractor.
It is a tractor. Say word.
It's a tractor right there.
Oh, I see it, girl. Knowing that there are people out there that need help is a large part of what motivates me and what drives me. Knowing that there are people out there who are like I was, because I'm not saying that I'm top tier, super, whatever, but I know I've come a long way from where I was, and I think that knowing that there are people out there that need the type of motivation that I needed, I want to be the person that I wish I had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a large part of my motivation.
What's your why?
Yeah, same. Being that person that people, even back to, so like, I don't know, I'm gonna bring it back, but you were a part of my panel for my first event, Vision Board and Poor.
Yes.
And when I had Vision Board and Poor, my main motivation and why for doing that was I wanted to create the space that I feel like I didn't have when I was starting a business, that I really could have benefited from. So I want to just create those spaces and give that motivation, that kind of just security, and like not know something and say like, it's okay, you don't know something, ask the questions and I'll help you, or I'll find someone to help you. Like that's really my why, to motivate people to get to surpass me. If that's your destiny, like that's fine. Like I've never been a hater, so I just want to help you on the way there.
Absolutely. Where do you pull influence from?
My biggest influence, one of my biggest influences is my mom. My mom, there's a lot that I didn't realize that she has done for me until I became a mom. And it's certain things that I'll look back and I'll be like, dang, she really put me in a good place. And I would never squander it or waste it, because I know she really writes a lot for me. So she has really influenced me to just, not even just motherhood, but just to be reliable and dependent. She's like a very loyal, reliable, dependent person. And she's really motivated me to do that. And like, she's influenced me in a very strong way. So, yeah, she's definitely been a strong influence to me.
Now, I know you've been busy this week, especially with your brand. And I mentioned, I know that you had like a panel discussion. How was that? How'd that go?
kind of invited, kind of volunteered to join a panel to discuss how to bring students, and more specifically, student athletes into HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a really good discussion about some ways that we feel like we can motivate the youth to come to use instead of considering PWIs, as well as what are some of the barriers and why we think some of those students are more likely to go to PWIs. And then we also talked about like a little bit of self accountability of each other, of, you know, we got to make sure, for example, you know, we come from little HBCU that when they're giving out big scholarships, like Netflix is giving out, what was it, like $10 million to like Spelman and Morehouse, that we're one of those schools that gets overlooked for stuff like that because we're a little private HBCU in Richmond. And there's a lot of HBCUs like that. It's like, don't quote me, I want to say 107 HBCUs in the whole country, but you think of those top name schools, Howard, Spelman, Morehouse, FAMU, whatever. And so, you know, we were talking about that we need to make sure that we as alum are donating, giving back to our schools, that the schools are prepared to receive money, you know, that...
Is it wisely?
Yeah, exactly. But even still, like, you know, there's sometimes I may call up to Union and I need something and I can't get nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not saying that I would never fix my mouth to bad mouth any HBCU, but I'm saying it to say that we need to make sure that we're prepared. And we need to stand up for our schools because nobody else will. I mean, what unfortunately happened to St. Paul's. Even all the money we gave them, it still didn't help. So, you know, let's not wait until our HBCUs or our institutions are in crisis before we step up and help. Like, when I was in college, man, the things that I probably would have done, the things I'm doing now, I probably could have been executed if I had me, but I didn't.
What you saying, Zaya? What's up?
She wants to sing Frozen.
Girl, sing Frozen. Sing Frozen for us.
God. Baby, we're going to sing in a few minutes, okay? I got you.
Speaking of music, what music is in rotation for you right now?
Ooh, so right now I have shifted a little bit. My music that's in rotation. So recently, since Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond had their little versus battle, I've been like, you know what? I forgot these songs used to slap.
Yeah.
I've really been in my gospel bag, and I don't know if you know, I used to be in the choir when I was in college.
Okay.
So brings back a little bit of nostalgia, and you know, I kind of needed the motivation because I had so much stuff going on this week. But usually I am stuck in my old head ways. This is how I know I'm getting old. Because I made a bunch of playlists that was like a bunch of hits from like 2000 and 2010. And I just be having that joint in rotation. So next thing, I mean, it could be from the windows to the wall. Only one call away. Like, I'm really in my early 2000s bag.
Now, if you weren't in this field, what field would you be in? Maybe your dreams as a child.
So it's funny that you say that, because I've been thinking it's something that I kind of might have in the works that I'm not going to share all the details of because it's not there yet. But it's in the realm of writing. So it was starting to come back around that when I was a kid, I wanted to write books. Like, I mean, a little kid, I wanted to write books. I wanted to be an author. It ain't no book in my future. Well, I say that I don't intend to write a book because that takes a lot. But what I might have planned is in the realm of writing. So, yeah, I would have wrote books, I think.
Now, if you didn't, we all have our social media handles and business handles, but what would your friends say about you that we may not know?
Outside of like the business professional, yeah, it is. Outside of like the business professional kind of realm, yes, Bill.
This is Daddy.
Oh, okay. You gonna give it to him when we get back? Okay. Outside of like the business professional realm, I am goofy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to joke. I ain't trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I can be kind of funny. um, and I have like a really inappropriate sense of humor. And I am usually very, very kind,
Mm-hmm.
but don't cross me because it'll get real ugly.
I agree. I mean, I think that's just Aries trait. Appropriate behavior, crude, nice as pie, but can be fire like the devil.
Yeah. And once I get there, it ain't no coming back.
It's really not.
And it
It's
wasn't all either. Like I have accountability. If it happens, you did something.
you did something to me to make me do. I just had this conversation yesterday with my friend. If we have a falling out, it's because of your actions that caused me to get to that point. Because
Yep.
I let a lot of stuff go, sweetie.
Sound legit to me.
I let a lot of stuff go. But if I get there,
It was a long journey.
it was a long journey, sweetie. You may not remember all the quarrels,
Mm-mm.
but I promise. Now, if you could give advice to your younger self, maybe 10 years ago or so, what would that be?
Let me see. 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was 18. I'm old. Um, 10 years ago, I was 18, and I was finishing up my first year of college. And I would probably tell myself the first year of college was rough for me, like mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back on it, like I said, I was finishing up when I turned 18. I was very young when I came to Richmond by myself. And I'm listening to her. And I would have told myself just simply that it's going to be okay. Things are going to look so different for you. You are so blessed. Um, when you like, I feel like now when I look back on the last 10 years, all the things that have happened, I just not in a cocky way, but I'm just in awe of myself because 10 years ago I never thought that I would have accomplished so much. And I would just tell myself that everything is going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not be so hard on yourself. Have a little bit of grace with yourself. It's okay to mess up. I think I had just met my husband too. Well, no, we had just started dating. We'd already known each other. And I would probably say, hold on to that one.
Well, yeah, at this point, I'm saying.
Yeah, so
Well, look, if you could give advice to other young women or people that want to be in your field, because I mean, it's a trying field. It's not for the faint of faint, it's not for the faint heart. It's like, you in this or you not. What would that advice be?
oh, if I could give some advice, I would say that organizing and leadership are synonymous. It's funny because I kind of had these words earlier today because I was saying that so people don't really know now, but I guess I'll share now that a lot was going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We were organizing this march. Um, a lot. Like we was jumping hurdles like every day we were putting out fires. And it seems like something so simple. Like when people came, I'm sure they thought that it was seamless. But it's not because of being organized. It's because I think we executed our leadership well. And I just feel like I want to tell them, like, if you want to get into like building platforms and creating space for people, and I mean, if you specifically want to get into, I wouldn't call myself an activist, but like, if you want to get into activism, that that work on yourself. Work on if you whatever you feel like your weaknesses or your weak areas are. Like if you feel like it's self-esteem, if you feel it's you're lacking confidence or whatever the case may be, whatever you feel like you need to be a strong leader, focus on that. And then when you're being the best version of yourself, and when you're doing something in spite of your ego, but for other people, like you're actively acknowledging that you're doing something for somebody else, it all falls into place. Everything works out at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And it will. Now, I mean, those are all the questions that I had, but I'm interested in this Frozen solo. So I'm saying, is she going to
Girl,
break this?
me singing her. I know all of the songs to Frozen, and not by choice.
Exactly, because it's sweet. So I'm saying, Zaya, you going to drop some tunes for us?
Zaya. Oh, she's singing the Vampirina theme song.
Okay.
Go ahead, sing it. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I just like you, Vampirina. That was good, girl.
Well, look, I have enjoyed the both of you today. Her commentary in the back, it added the spice that I needed in you. So I'm saying, in this moment, it's like I gotta shout from the sidelines. I wish I could, but I can't, just for the to be in physical standing for my child and what I'm about to do. I just need to make sure that we good on our end. But look, I commend you for everything that you're doing. I love your platform. I was so excited about that protest today because it's amazing. Not only just being a Black woman, but having someone else that went to my college, like the things that a lot of us are doing, especially in like the same kind of age group, a year or two off here and there, but it's like Union really birthed some amazing people and some amazing practices and businesses, and like it just makes me proud to see all the businesses like blossoming.
Yes, I think I tweeted this not too long ago, but I was like, our like kind of generation of graduates from Union are doing damage out here. Like I don't know what water when we came through, but
it was something.
Noise.
It is, and I'm so excited. I can't wait till this world opens back up in the second vision board and pour, because I was so excited to come and
Oh my gosh, I
and
was so excited. It was gonna be. It still is gonna be. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about it in past tense. It's gonna be when it comes. Might be a 2021 thing, but that's all right.
Look, it's cool because I can't wait. I'm gonna be there front and center, and by then I can have a cocktail.
There you go.
Do previous guests get one free cocktail? Because I
Of course, girl. You was drinking for free. What you mean?
I know I'm talking about for now, for this next one. Look, I just need one. That's it, because I'm gonna be tipsy by that time. Well, look, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time away from motherhood, because I know you had just stuff going on in the back. But in real life, thank you for being here.
Ooh,
Look, you need a little bit of, it's heavy outside right now, so we have to stay light on the inside, and
yes,
really do. Okay, well, I will talk to you guys soon. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you later.
Bye.